Hello everybody and welcome to the GMS Magazine channel. I am Paco Garcia, your host, and today I have with you Righteous Blood, Ruthless Blades, a Wuxia role-playing game published by Osprey Game and written by Brendan Davis and Jeremy Bai. I have taken a look at a couple of the books that Osprey Games have published over the last few months, and they were actually okay. Actually, more than okay. But is this game going to be worth the amount of money that you have to pay to get your hands on it? Welcome to the GMS Magazine RPG unbooking videos. The Wuxia genre has been done in the past many times, from Robin DeLaw's Feng Shui to Eloy Lassanta's game, to Brendan Davis games. There are plenty of them out there, and they're a little bit dangerous because a lot of cultural sensitivity has to be used in order to be able to create those games. It is very easy to fall into stereotypes, but then Wuxia is full of them. So, hey, I'm not expecting this to be a complete perfect thing. In fact, one of the first things they tell you when you open this book is that this game is not meant to be a realistic kind of game. This is not something that, you know, follows history of Chinese culture to the letter. It's not meant to be. This is meant to be a game. So some licenses are going to be taken. What is the game like? What's the book like? Well, it's a hardback, 260 pages hardback on this little size, which I love. I really like this format. It's easier to carry, it's easy to read, it has plenty of scope for beautiful artwork, which this game does have, I have to say, and it works very well. So I hope that Osprey will continue publishing in this format because it's fantastic. What do we have inside the book? Okay, let's take a look at the table of contents. Once again, Osprey doesn't tell us a full credit list. I don't know who did the layout, who did the proofreading, who did the editing. I'm guessing that this is to do with the fact that they are hired by the company and thus they're employees, and it can be a number of people. However, acknowledgement though, there's plenty. And in plenty of playtesters for this game. And I can see an awful lot of diversity in the names, which is wonderful. What does the table of content tell us about this game and this book? Because to me, being the initial look and pages of a game, it's important to get it right. Okay, firstly we get an introduction. Page 7 to 9, that's okay. The rules is only page 9 to page 23, which is, I mean, pretty decent. I have to say, it's not huge, but it should be enough to give us and tell us everything that we need to know in order to be able to play this game. By the way, if you see me holding my hand and waving it this way, it's because I'm changing cameras with this little thing, because I'm on my own in the studio. So I just have to do everything myself, except with the editing that will be done later by my husband. But anyway, character creation, we go from page 25, well, to page 32. Again, this tells me that this is a very quick to create character, which is very nice indeed. Signature abilities, we go from page 35 to page 60. Okay, plenty of abilities in there, I hope. And then hidden abilities, just a few of them. Counters, wealth and social resources, and then we go on to weapons, objects and equipment. That goes from page 75 to 106. That's a lot of equipment. That's 26 pages of equipment. That is actually very decent, and we're going to take a look at what's inside those chapters in a second. Then we go for eccentricities. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of having a character with some eccentricity, because to be perfectly honest, usually my characters, they all have something, but the fact that they have implemented them into the game and probably have something to do mechanically. I'm curious. I am very curious. Skills go from page 119 to 124. Game mastery, the Jianghu. I don't know how you pronounce it, sorry. My apologies. But that's what it has. Creating China, ancient China, creating the Jianghu, and sects, NPCs, all the threats, and then adventure. There definitely seems to be plenty to go on just by taking a look at this table of content, which is very good. What is the book inside like? It's just one column, just like any of the other books that I have reviewed from Osprey. Easy enough to read, even though yes, love to have a little bit more space. Please, more space between paragraphs, please. It just makes it so much easier for people like me with dyslexia to read. Please. Thank you. Quite simple though. The layout is simple enough. Nice little details like the numbers and this underlying and overlying. I really like it, but what I'm enjoying very much is the artwork. There is enough of it. I'm not going to say there is an overwhelming amount, but there is a huge amount of variation. The consistency of the art style is very, very welcome. Really like it. I just wish I knew who the artists or the artist is. That's the one thing that I would love to know, because it's actually quite good. Really like it. And there's plenty of it. I like the use of these little splashes and ornaments. Stop. If you're watching this, you will see also a word written down there. Quickly send me a direct message in our Facebook page with that word, and if you are the first person to do it, you will get a weekly prize. Thank you very much indeed for being there, and now let's go back to the show. So overall, does this game, from the production point of view, does it feel like this is worth it? Absolutely yes. This is £25, $35, 47.50 Canadian. It cannot be any more reasonable. Full color, hardback, very nicely laid out. Yeah, it feels fantastic. It really, really does. And I haven't read it yet, and therefore I cannot tell you how good a game it is. I only know that the basic mechanic, because that's as much as I have read, is that you are able to assemble a dice pool of d10s and you have a target number. You throw your dice and you get the highest number, and that's it, and you succeed. And if you get a 10, then you get a perfect success, and if you get less than your target number, then you don't succeed. That's it. There are things like disadvantage, like if you don't know how to do something, then you roll 2d10s and you get a lower. So it doesn't feel like a very complicated game from the offset, so I wonder how else this is going to give me something interesting, and how it's going to implement the Wuxia aspect of it within the core mechanisms of the game and the feel of the whole cultural environment. So I'm looking forward to taking a proper look at this. But just the production, absolutely yes. That is something that consistency have said of all Osprey games I have reviewed, and this one definitely does not disappoint. But you let me know if you've taken a look at this game already, if you have read it. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Please leave me your comments down there in the comment sections of the video. And until the next time, I will talk to you very, very soon. Take care.